Sit in a meditative position, just be in the vibrations of the sound of conch and focus on your breathing. Get ready to chant Om 7 times. Make your statement of purpose, or if you like to use the management term, statement of objectives. You are chanting Om, creating a protective energy field around you that keeps you protected against all external negative influences, antibodies, and viruses. You're creating 3 layers of protection. On the outermost layer is an elephant behind you, a peacock in front, a tiger on the right side, a lion on the left side, an eagle above you, and a black tortoise below you. Inside of that, in the big ring with balls of fire, you're lighting all the balls, allowing a firewall to go up all around you. And the third layer of protection is from the subtle energy of the sound of Om. Take your awareness to your cervix. Visualize a 4-petal lotus. Imagine the color red coming up from inside the spinal cord, sprouting out from the center of your head, falling all around you like a protective layer. Take a deep breath in. Take your awareness to your spinal terminus, coccyx bone, 6-petal lotus, color orange, increase pitch. Take a deep breath in. Take your awareness to behind the navel, Manipura chakra, 10-petal lotus, color yellow, increase pitch. Take a deep breath in. Take your awareness behind the heart center, 12-petal lotus, color green, increase pitch. Take a deep breath in. Take your awareness behind the throat pit, 16-petal lotus, color blue, increase pitch. Take a deep breath in. Take your awareness behind the eyebrow center, 2-petal lotus, color indigo. Take a deep breath in, increase pitch. Take your awareness to the center of top of the head. Thousand petal lotus, color white, increase pitch, take a deep breath in. I'll chant the peace invocations, be quiet. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinamaditamastu Ma Viddhishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harigi Om. Keep your hands in Linga Mudra, fingers interlaced, left and thumb straight. Keep the hand near your chest. Join me in making a statement of purpose. First, visualize the person whom you normally pray in front of you. Feel a wonderful golden rays emanating from that person, entering into your body through each and every pore in your skin, energizing your entire self from inside. Mentally go down to this person and say, we are in the midst of chanting for the benefit of sound energy, to keep us healthy, mentally and physically. The chanting helps us maintain the best of health, mentally and physically. All the brain cells and the body cells are operating optimally and in harmony with each other. I can feel your grace penetrating deep into my body, energizing each and every brain cell and body cell, keeping me in pristine health at all times. I bow down before you, thanking you from the bottom of my heart for keeping me in pristine health. And I promise to put in efforts from my side for keeping this body in a healthy condition, befitting for you to reside inside me in your effulgent form. If you know the chanting, chant along, otherwise just be in the vibrations of the sound energy. Om Triambakam Vijamake Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarkamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Vijamake Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarkamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Vijamake Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarkamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti 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 Harigi Om. Very gently disengage your hands and keep them on your knees. And just try and keep your body absolutely immobile. When the body is completely stable, the mind automatically tends to become stable. So pay attention to your thoughts and see the reduced dissipation in the thought process. Feel that you are very strongly connected to Mother Earth. Feel confident that she will always provide you for all your necessities. Now feel a strong surge of energy coming up from Mother Earth, penetrating into your body and spreading all through the body, giving you a unique confidence to face up to all external circumstances, be they pleasant or unpleasant. Then very gently open your eyes, release your positions. If you want, you can stretch your legs a little bit. And then we will start the practices. We have to go through, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new practices today. Hopefully, more, 6 actually. So we'll hopefully finish all of them in time. First one, let me first demonstrate. You will have to sit in this position, which is called the thunderbolt position or Vajrasana. So your feet are at the back. And now in this position, when you're sitting, at the back, the toes are together and your knees must be separated. If you have any knee problem, if you have any difficulty sitting in this position, then avoid sitting in this position. You can just sit cross-legged simply like this. If you don't have any discomfort, then come into this position. Keep your toes together, spread the knees apart. Now, in this position, let me first finish the instructions, then you sit so that you don't get tired. Now, in this position, you'll have to take your hands, the fingers must be pointed towards the body and keep the palms on the ground. And then you must lean a little forward, give a slight arch to the back, and then look up so that you will get a nice stretch on the throat, which will work on the thyroid and the parathyroid glands. The practice that we're going to follow just now is called Simha Kriya or a lion's action. It's also otherwise called the roaring lion asana. It works wonderfully on tonsillitis. It prevents you from any infection or inflammation of the tonsillitis. It can prevent from the tonsils being removed from the body if you have not yet removed as of now. And if the tonsils are in place, it works as a lymph node, clearing many impurities from the blood. So it's a wonderful practice. Once you're seated in this practice, you will roll your tongue inside and the tip of the tongue will touch the upper palate at the back of your mouth. And then you will breathe in from your nostril and then you will release your tongue and then stretch the tongue outside while holding the breath. Stretch your tongue outside, let it go as much as it can, and then you will start breathing out, making a hissing or a ha sound. Okay, so you'll have to do this 10 times. So get ready. Start first round. Breathing in, roll the tongue up first. Breathe in from the nostril. Yes, correct. Roll the tongue inside, upper palate. Breathe in from the nostril. Then pull the tongue out. Breathe out, making a ha sound. Then take the tongue inside, roll it back once again. Second round, breathe in. And then release the tongue. Roll the tongue out. Breathe out with a hissing sound or a ha sound. Third round. Fourth round. Fifth round. 6th round. 7th round. 8th round. 9th round. 'Last round. Just one more round. When you're doing this, you can try this out. When you're breathing out, you can roll the tongue from side to side. And then release your legs, stretch your legs and relax. The next asana is called Shashank Asana. This is a wonderful asana with multiple benefits. It's relatively simple, but gives you wonderful benefits. To start with, we will be sitting in the same position as before, and then first watch and then do it. You will start from keeping the hands on your knees, and then breathing in, you will raise the hands up and bring them close to the ears. So when you are doing this, you're actually stretching your rib cage. When you stretch your rib cage, you create a greater hollow space that creates more vacuum, and therefore the lungs will expand more to take in more oxygen. That's the first benefit of this. And then you will hold the breath, and then breathing out, you will come down. While coming down, the important instruction is the hand near the ears and the head. They must be together and come down together till the hand can touch the floor, and then you bring the forehead down to the floor. So the back must rest on the feet. You must not come up like this. It should continue to be here. Okay? And then you hold your breath and start breathing normally so that you can hold the position for a longer time. Now, when you are doing this, you will breathe in normally. When you breathe in normally, you can feel the stomach pressing against your thighs when you're breathing in and moving away from the thighs when you're breathing out. So now, when I raise the hands up, I'm not only expanding my chest, I'm expanding the vertebrae in the vertebral column. So that separates the two vertebrae, that reduce the pressure on the intervertebral disc. The pressure on the reduce the pressure of the intervertebral disc, reduces the pressure as far as the nerves that are emanating from the spinal cord is concerned. When these discs don't press on the nerves, then you don't experience back pain, sciatica, etc. So those who have actually got these problems, when they practice this with careful calibration, they will start finding relief from their back pain, etc. Then when your stomach is expanding and touching your thighs, and then it is going back, then it is massaging the abdominal organs, and this is called the core of the body. And the core of the body contains all the important organs. You have the intestines, you have the liver, you have the stomach, you have the pancreas and the kidneys. So all these organs are nicely massaged, and then when they get squeezed, they push out all the stale blood. When they release, they suck in blood like a sponge in, and therefore the organs get very good circulation of the blood. Their toning up and their functioning starts improving quite a bit. So these are the various benefits from the practice. So start breathing in, raise both the hands up, hold your breath, breathing out, come forward, keeping the eyes, head and the hands together. Come down, hold your breath and then start breathing normally. When you're breathing normally, feel the stomach hitting the thighs, and then when you're breathing out, feel it go away. And when it hits the thighs, feel how the abdominal muscles are getting massaged nicely. Then breathe in, keeping the hands and the head together. Come up, hold your breath, and then breathing out, bring the hands from the side. Bring the hands down from the side. Very slowly, very slowly, very slowly. So once again, set one more round on your own. Start. If possible, keep the hands closer to the ears. Come down together. Excellent. Very nice. If you cannot touch the floor, that's okay. Go wherever you can. Go according to your capacity. Don't overdo. As you keep practicing, flexibility will improve. You will be able to touch. Release and relax. Now, the second variation, there are 4 variations in this, so we will practice all of them. Slowly release your position. Very good. Now, you'll be sitting in the same position. You'll be holding the hands behind like this. The right hand fingers will hold around the wrist of the left hand, and then you will go down. So instead of raising the hands, you're going down from here itself. So start, sit down in that same position, keep the hands behind you, hold the position, take a deep breath in, and then while breathing out, start bending forward. If possible, the forehead will touch the ground, otherwise wherever you can go. Let your buttocks stay on the feet, let it not come up. You don't go forward too much, that is okay, but the buttocks must stay on the feet. That is very important. That is very important. Yeah,
The hand should raise up or the hand should be down?
No. Hand should be down there only.
Okay.
Near the bottom of the spinal cord. Correct. That's right. Release. Release slowly, release slowly, release slowly, release slowly. Now the third one, you will make a fist of both the hands and you will keep them at the lower abdomen in the same position. So you're putting the thumb inside, folding your hands, and then keeping them here. So when you do this, the massage on the abdomen increases. And when you breathe normally in the final position, you can feel a greater massage on the lower abdomen. It increases the functioning of your digestive organs. So you will take a deep breath in, hold your breath, breathing out, you will come down.
Then start breathing normally. Then breathing in, come up.
Come up slowly, come up slowly. Look at her. You must always come up like that, very slowly. Now the last one is a little more complicated. You will be taking your hands and catching near the ankle joints. I'll show you from the other side also. And then you will come down, place the top of the head on the ground.
Once the top of the head is on the ground, you will raise your thighs and it will be at right angle to your feet. And then you'll breathe normally in this position. And then breathing in, you will come back.
Breathing in, you will raise the head up. Now let me show you from the other side. So this is how you keep the hands, and then you come down,
Touch the top of the head to the ground. Then you raise up. Then you come down and then you come up.
So you'll be taking a breath in, you breathe out when you're bringing the head down.
You will breathe in when you're breathing up. You will breathe out when you're coming down.
You will breathe in when you're coming up. Start. Take a nice deep breath, and then breathing out, come down. When the forehead touches, top of the head touches the ground, breathing in, raise the thighs. Thighs are at right angle to the feet. If possible, breathe normally or hold your breath, whichever you're comfortable with. Breathing out, come down to rest on the feet. Breathing in, bring the head up slowly. Very good. Now we'll do what is called Ardha Bhujangasana. This pose is also called the Sphinx pose. Why it is so, it's a little debatable, but that's how it is translated it into in English. I mean, before that, we'll do the earlier one, Ardha Pavana Muktasana. So for this, first you will lie down on your back. We'll do the lying on back last. Let us do lying down on the stomach first. So Ardha Bhujangasana, Sphinx pose. So you'll be lying down with the chin touching the floor, face in this position, the hands behind, and then very slowly bring the hands to be placed near the chest, and then breathing in, bring the body up. Don't use the pressure of the hands. Try and bring the body up with the pressure of the chest, wherever it can come, and finally give a little push from the hand. And come only till here, keep looking straight. So this is a preparatory for the Purna Bhujangasana or the full pose, which we will do later in the next lesson. And then breathing out, you will come back. Now to hold the position here, keep breathing normally and then breathing out, come down. So get ready. Lie in a prone position on your stomach. Hands by the side of your chest. Breathe out completely. Breathing in, lift the head and the body up from the chest, using the chest to bring it up. And then look straight ahead. Correct. Everybody is correct. Very good. Breathe normally and then breathing out, go down. Excellent. This is a wonderful asana for your back muscles. You can feel the contraction of the back muscles when you're going up, and you can feel those muscles relaxing when you're going down. So feeling of those contraction and relaxation is from our somatic practices. This, when you're coming up, it compresses the back muscles, and then it squeezes out all the stale blood. And then when you're coming down, fresh blood flows into the muscles, rejuvenating those muscles very well. So once again, get ready. Hands by the side of the chest. Breathe out completely. Breathing in with complete awareness of the backside. How it is contracting in the back, how the muscles are squeezing out. Feel the blood flow out. Breathe normally. Pay attention to the lower back, what sensation you can feel there. And then breathing out, come down slowly. One last round on your own. Start. Come down slowly, go up slowly. Don't rush it. Should be absolutely slow with complete comfort. Relax. Now the next pose is a wonderful pose for relaxing the entire back muscles, and it is very good for those who have back pain because it will also help you relieve your back pain. This is called the crocodile pose or Makar Asana. So in this pose, when you're lying down in your prone position, you will bring both the elbows in front and then create a cup with both your hands. Rest your chin on the cup. Both the fingers are on either side of the cheek. In this position, try and stretch forward, and you can also move the hand a little forward or backward, wherever it gives you wonderful comfort on the backside. If possible, keep both the legs together and relax in this position. I'll give you 2-3 minutes to relax. And as they say, you can even lie down in this position, keep a stand in front of you and read a book. It will relax your back muscles quite a bit. So 2 minutes, continuously relax and watch your thoughts. Your thoughts must be on the relaxation of the back muscles, how the back is feeling the relaxation. If the mind wanders, bring the mind back to your back. Observe your thoughts, be careful not to let it wander anywhere. Every time it runs away, bring it back to the thoughts on the back muscles relaxing. Elbows on the ground, hands up, create a cup. Yes, correct, lovely. Fantastic. Feel the nice relaxation. See if you can push the abdomen a little more on the floor so that there is nice curvature at the back. Very good. Very slowly release the hands, bring the face down, and then turn on your back. Now, the next one is called Pavan Muktasan or wind releasing pose. So in this pose, we will do it in 3 stages: right leg, left leg, both legs. So you're lying down in this position. You'll first bring the left leg forward, bring it closer to the chest, interlace both the hands and push the leg closer to the chest. Now in this position, breathe out completely. While breathing in, bring the head up. If possible, bring the forehead closer to the knees or the chin closer to the knees. Then breathe normally here. Feel a nice massage of the abdominal muscles. And then breathing out, come down. And then stretch the leg back. Now, this practice we are doing from right and then left because it works wonderfully on the large intestines. In the large intestine, it's almost 5 feet in length. So it rises up vertically on the right side, then it goes horizontally, and then it vertically goes down on the left side, and then it goes into the anus to dispose of the waste matter from the body. So when we press on the right side, we facilitate this peristalsis movement of the large intestine, allows the food to move up, the waste matter to move up, and then push it on the side. And when we work on the left side, it pushes it down and the excretion is complete. So that's why this is done on the right, left, and then both the feet. So start with the left leg, right leg first. Fold the right leg, left leg remains straight. Interlace the hands and pull it a little closer to the chest wherever you are comfortable. Then breathe out completely. While breathing in, bring the head up. Either the forehead or the chin touches the ground or wherever you can come. Be comfortable. Remember, this is also a part of somatic practices that we did in a different way. Breathe normally, feel the pressure on the abdominal muscles. The stomach will expand, contract, and you're breathing normally and then release. Very slowly release. Very good. One more time on the right side and then we'll go to the left. On your own, start. Very nice. Release. Now 2 times on your own on the left side. First round, take a little bit of rest and then start. Yeah, start. Wonderful. Relax the face. Make sure that your face is not contracting. Relax the face. Feel the abdominal movements and the pressure it creates because you're holding the leg closer to the abdomen. Second round. Then release. This is very good for improving your digestion. Flatulence will go away. Any constipation will tend to reduce. Now bring both the legs, interlace the hands over both of them together, pull them closer to your chest, and then breathing in, come up. Very good. Lovely. Very slowly release. Then last round. Once you've completed release, and relax. We will do a practice called body awareness, which is very similar to Shavasana, but with some variations. So get ready for the practice. Both the hands by the side of your body, palms facing the sky, legs spread out. Start becoming aware of your body, the posture in which you are lying down. Scan the body from the top of the head to the tip of the toes, going through each portion of the body carefully. But just feel whether you want to move any part of the body so that you can lie without any movement throughout the practice. If necessary, deliberately move your legs or your hands or something so that your urge to move will be less when we are practicing. Now try and create a mental picture of your body as though you're looking at a reflection of the body in a mirror, even though your eyes are closed. How exactly is your body lying on the floor? What is the angle or the contour it is making? Which portions of the body feels very relaxed? Which portions of the body feel less relaxed? You are a witness to your own body. Just become aware of what you're feeling at different parts of the body. Accentuate your sense perception as a witness. And I'll give you some time when I will be absolutely quiet. You must try and feel as many sensations in your body as you can. Sensation could be a feeling of warm, feeling of cold, a twitching feeling, a scratchy feeling, as if something is running on the skin, or a feeling of perspiration, whatever you can feel. As many sensations, as different parts of the body as possible in the time that I will stay quiet. Start. Now shift your awareness to the right foot, only the right foot. Feel what sensation you can feel there. Watch your mind, let it not run away. It's on your right foot, focusing on the right foot and the sensations there. Is it feeling cold, warm, throbbing? Then feel what sensations you can feel between the ankle and your knees. On the right foot, only on the right foot. Ankle and the knees, what sensation you can feel. Accentuate your perception. The sensation is only to your body. You are a witness to what is happening. You are not participating in the sensation. Then shift your attention to the space between the knees and the hip joint on the thighs. What sensation can you feel? Now the left foot, what sensation you can feel there? Left ankle to knees, what sensations? Left knee to hip joint, what sensations? Now shift your awareness to the right hand fingertips, only the fingertips. What sensation are you feeling? Then the palm and the back of the hand, right hand, palm and backside of the right hand. Sensation between wrist and elbow of the right hand. Can you sense the bones there? Can you sense the muscles there? Can you sense any blood flow there? Just pay attention. Elbow to shoulder joint of the right hand. Now fingertips of the left hand. Palm and back side of the left hand. Wrist to elbow of the left hand. Elbow to shoulder of the left hand. Now bring your awareness to your chin. Feel sensations on your chin and cheeks. Then lips. Are the lips dry? Are they moist? What can you feel? Then your tongue. Is the tongue dry or is it bathing in saliva? Now bring attention to the back side. Can you feel your spinal cord from the lowest vertebrae to the vertebrae that connects to the brain stem? One by one, can you feel them? Are there any sensations that you can notice? Bring your awareness to your ears. What sounds can you hear? Just become aware of the sounds you can hear. Now bring your awareness to your eyes and roll the eyes inside without opening your eyes. And when you roll the eyes inside, see whether they create any color patterns. What sensation can you feel when you roll them in? Roll them clockwise, roll them anti-clockwise, roll them right to left, up, down. See what happens in each of them. Now feel your bones. Feel how strong the bones are in the legs, between the knees and the feet. Now they support your structure. Feel the bones between the knees and the hip joint. Between them, they hold your body well when you stand up. Feel the bones from the elbows to the wrist. Then the shoulder to the elbow, how they hold the biceps. Feel the structure of your torso, how there is a box created with the shoulder on top and the chest in between. Feel whatever sensation you can about the skeletal structure of the body. Now very gently move your fingers, then move your hands and legs, then turn to one side and very slowly sit up. Now we'll do a pranayamic practice called Nadi Shodhan. For the first time, we'll be introducing ratios in your breathing. There is a method in which you hold your hands. So the standard method is your index finger and your middle finger will touch your eyebrow center. So middle finger and index finger will touch your eyebrow center. The thumb is on the right side nostril. The little finger and the middle finger is outside the left nostril. Now to start with, you will close the right nostril with your thumb. So you're in this position. You will breathe in from the left nostril. Then you will close the left nostril, release the thumb on the right, breathe out from the right. Then you will breathe in from the right, close it with the thumb, open the two fingers, breathe out from the left. Now, you must count how much you're breathing. So we normally count it as Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4 like that, because when you say Om 1, it's almost 1 second. So when you breathe in, say 5 counts or 6 counts, you're breathing for 5 seconds or 6 seconds. And when you're breathing out, you must control the flow of your breath in such a way that your breathing out will take twice the count of your breathing in. And then you'll repeat breathing in for the same count as the first one and breathe out for double the count of the same. So if I'm taking 5, I'll close, breathe out for 10. I'll breathe in for 5, close, breathe out for 10. Start. Correct. Continue for at least 2 minutes. Continue the practice while I blow the conch, and then you can stop. Get ready for chanting Om. Make your statement of purpose. You're doing it for creating a protective energy field around you that keeps you protected all through the day. Take a deep breath in, chant Om 3 times. Peace invocations. Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Triambakam Vijamate Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarkamiva Vandanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Rub your hands nicely and when they're warm, then keep them on your eyes. Feel the warmth flowing in from the palms into the eyes. Then very gently open your eyes. See whatever colors you can notice when you open the eyes. Then slowly release your hands. Hari Om Tat Sat. Have a great weekend. See you all on Monday for somatic practices. That will also be slightly becoming a little more difficult as we go further. So all the best. Keep practicing so that your flexibility will keep improving. Bye.